Hey guys, it's Mr. Schmidt here, and in this video we're going to start a new unit, and this is actually going to be kind of a two-part unit. We're going to do 2 units on money. So this unit is more about what is money, what are stocks, what are bonds, kind of basic terminology, interest rates, and then in Unit 15 we'll look at how does money play a role in stabilizing the economy, how is money created, all that kind of stuff. So in this video, I want to talk about what is money. And I'm actually going to start with this idea of bartering. So prior to what we all think of as money, cash, that kind of thing, people used to have to barter, which means trading goods and services directly. So I could go to someone and say, okay, I have a goat, I'll give you my goat if you give me this many chickens. And so that was the idea of bartering. But there's a huge problem with bartering, and it's called the double coincidence of wants. It's the idea that a trade of goods or services can only occur if each trader has something the other wants. Okay, so it's a flaw of the barter system because, if I want chickens and this person that I'm trading chickens with doesn't want a goat, I'm in trouble, right? Now we can let's take this into the modern day. What if I need a life-saving surgery and the only person who can do this life-saving surgery wants a new PS5, okay? That may be challenging, right? Or maybe you want several PS5s, right? The value of the surgery is probably more than just one PS5, but you get the idea that I have to have what the surgeon wants in order to make that trade. And so that's very annoying and potentially deadly depending upon what's being traded. And so it's not a very efficient system. So that's where money can come into play. And money is anything that is generally accepted as payment for goods and services. So in the surgeon example, if I could just give that surgeon some thing that they could then go use and buy whatever they want with it, and then that person go buy whatever they want with it, that's a much better system. So, but the key here is that it has to be, hang on. Well, there we go. Generally accepted. I moved the whole text around. Generally accepted, right? So, if, for example, today, if I go to Target and I buy a basket and I go to the register and I try to pay with a pen, that's kind of a problem, right? So money has to be generally accepted or it doesn't work as money. Now, in order for something to work as money and do it well, it needs to perform 3 key functions, okay? The first one is money needs to be a medium of exchange. And so this is the idea that money can easily be used to buy goods and services, so there's no need to barter. If something makes it so you don't have to barter with someone else, then it's a medium of exchange. So the example I will give here, so I'm going to give you a positive example, meaning one that works, and then one that doesn't work as a medium of exchange. So the example that does work is a $20 bill, right? I can give that to somebody else in order to buy goods and services. That works. Something like something like ice, okay? Ice could not be used as a medium of exchange. Why? Because it's going to melt, right? So that's not a good medium of exchange, right? So you need something that can, be durable enough that, you're going to be able to hold on to it over time. Unit of account. So this is the idea that money measures, instead of two, it should say the value of goods and services. So money helps us understand how much something is worth. We have an idea in our heads that a candy bar costs $3, a truck may cost $15,000, $20,000, right? So whatever the case may be. So we have this idea that money allows us to measure the value of things and compare the value of things, right? So again, a $20 bill would work here. If I say something costs 3 bags of ice, that's hard to get a sense of how much something is worth, right? And so because money is standardized, and so every $20 bill is worth the same amount as every other $20 bill. It's very easy to get a sense of how much something is worth. So money helps us understand the value of something. And speaking of value, the third function of money is that it is a store of value, which means money allows us to store purchasing power for future purchases, right? So a $20 bill can roughly buy the same amount of goods and services tomorrow as it can today. Now, yes, there's inflation that's going to erode the value of that money over time, but it's pretty stable from day to day typically. Whereas something, again, like a bag of ice, not a good store of value because you're going to have to keep that pretty darn cold, or if it melts, then you lose all your value, right? So if something is a medium of exchange, unit of account, and a store of value, it is a good thing to use as money, okay? And there have been a lot of things used as money in the past. So one example of money is called commodity money. And commodity money are things that perform the functions of money, but also have intrinsic value. In other words, the job of these things isn't just to be money, they can be used in other ways. So for example, gold. Gold can be used as money, but it also can be used to make jewelry, right? So same thing with silver. Cigarettes, which were used as money by prisoners of war, those can be used as money, but they can also be used as just cigarettes, right? And used to smoke. So commodity money are things that can be used as money, but also can be used in other ways that have nothing to do with buying goods and services. Finally, another type of money, and this is the money all of us are more familiar with, this is fiat money, which is something that performs the function of money and has no intrinsic value. In other words, its only job is to serve as money. So $20 bills, coins, digital currency would work here. And I want to point out something very important about fiat money before we wrap up this video. And that's that our money, like if you pull a dollar bill out of your wallet, it only has value because you think it does, and the person you hand the dollar bill to when you buy something, they also think it has value, right? If everyone in the United States tomorrow decided that $5 bills were worthless, they would be worthless, right? Our money is no longer backed by gold or silver or anything else. It is only backed by this one word, trust, that we all believe it has value, right? And so that's how fiat money is able to work. There has to be a system, right, in place of trust that allows that money to have its value. And that's built over time. And what's really disastrous for countries is when its citizens start to no longer have that confidence in the money, and it starts to lose its value very, very quickly. So that's all for this video on the meaning of money. Until next time, have a great day.